Supercross Live and Feld Entertainment continue releasing power rankings as the season goes on in an attempt to generate some sort of hype, and they continue to be completely ridiculed by the fan base. The rankings seem to change on a whim. They put way too much weight on the most recent race. Marv finished 11th last race and moved up 2 spots to 8th. Webb logs his 4th consecutive top 5, but somehow gets leapfrogged by Varsha, who just went 13-2. This season, I set out to emulate their format, but with a little common sense and a lot of actual data. Last time we did this was coming off of Houston 3, the notorious Dean Wilson race, and in that one, I caught a lot of flack from having Ken at 3 and Eli at 1. Let's see if you guys can agree with me more now that we have 6 races in the books for 2021. Sneaking in at number 10 is Aaron Plessinger. This spot was a tough one as I really wanted to squeeze Joey Savacci in here, and I think Anderson deserves to be in the top 10 as well, but ultimately this spot goes to AP. This is the Aaron Plessinger that we were promised and we have been waiting for the past 2 years. He's sitting 10th in points with 4 top 10s, with a season best of 5th at Indy 2. He's clearly not on pace with a top group, but he should be battling for top 5 all year, especially with so many outdoor-inspired tracks on the schedule. Continuing his free fall in 3 short weeks, Osborne has fallen from number 2 to number 9, and to be honest, it crossed my mind to leave him off altogether. He has shown the speed. He was running 2nd last lap at H2 and collected a top 5 at Indy 1, but he just makes so many mistakes. What happened to SLC Zacho? He's been the anchor of the Rockstar team as he's the only one to hit all 6 events, but the Factory Husqvarna team has to want more than what the 16 is giving them here. Up to number 8 after 3 top 10s at Indy, Dylan Ferrandis continues his great rookie season as part of a surprising star Yamaha squad. Some people seem to be indifferent about his performance, but this field is stacked. AC's rookie year is a mirage. Look at Hartraft. A guy that competed in Ferrandis' class year is a constant podium threat, and he's barely scraping into the mains. Dylan's podium at H2 may not be repeated this year without a ton of help, but he should be a top 10 contender every round this season. Falling 1 spot and landing at number 7 is Marvin Musquin. I've tried my hardest all season to defend Marv, but I just can't anymore. Sure, he finally logged a podium at Indy 3, but he has Varsha and Freeze to thank for that gift. His average start in 2019 was 4.4, but this year it's 10.3, and that's going to put him in a worse spot around worse riders, and he just cannot stay out of trouble and off the ground, which is the complete opposite of what the 25 is known for. Up 2 spots to number 6 is Star Yamaha's Malcolm Stewart. Who would have guessed that there would be 3 Yamahas in the top 10? Mookie was this close to his first ever podium in Indy 3, albeit assisted again by Freeze Varsha Tomac incident. When he stays on 2 wheels, he's clearly a top 5 contender, and even when he hits the dirt, he's still managing top 10 in this unbelievably stacked field. If he can stay healthy and avoid the big one, it's not impossible to see Mookie in the top 5 at the end of the year. Staying steady in that top 5 is Justin Varsha. He was on his way to a podium finish last race and also on his way to moving up the power rankings. It's easy to say he could be top 5 in every single main this year if luck wasn't always pushing against him. But regardless if it was Freezy's fault or not, Varsha somehow finds himself in volatile situations throughout his career that lead to these little meltdowns. He's now 42 points out and all but out of the title, so he needs to just put his head down, ride clean races, and hope the dominoes fall around him. Staying steady at number 4 all the way from the preseason is Adam Cianciarulo. I wanted to move Varsha up to this spot, but AC has 4 top 5s, a 6th and a 12th. AC came into the season injured, and if this is AC at 80%, I cannot wait to see him at 100. This is an Adam we've never seen before. He's not the fastest qualifier. He's not balls out fast all the time. He's consistently putting in great results. He is showing the growth of Mookie, but in only his 2nd season in doing it. He looked strong leading Kenny and Eli around at Indy 1, and I expect to see him a race winner before the end of his sophomore season. The king has finally fallen, much to the rejoice of the comment section, I'm sure. Eli slips to number 3 after going 2-3-7 in Indy. That very well should have been 2-3-4, but even then, I just haven't seen ET3 show me what I need to see 6 races in to believe that he is in control of this title. He's now 24 points out, and unless Kenny has a big one, Eli pretty much needs to end up in front of him every single race for the remainder of the season, and that's going to be a tough thing to do. Staying true at number 2 is number 2. Cooper Webb had a great Indy residency, but Kenny just did it better. Coop has been on the podium 3 of the last 4 and top 5 in the last 5 and is keeping it tight with Roczen. This is the furthest out Coop has been in the last 3 years. After being 1 point out in both of his championship winning 2019 and 2020, he's a whopping 16 points here. I was seriously concerned after the ending of H3 that Coop was going to be living rent-free in Kenny's head for the rest of the year, but there is nothing Coop can do if Roczen continues to get amazing starts and ride away from the pack when Cooper cannot. No surprise here, number 1, Ken Roczen. How did we get here? Ken has the red plate heading into round 7 for the 3rd consecutive season. For the first time in his career though, he won 3 Supercross races in a row. Seriously, he didn't even do that in the 250s. Ken is the only guy with multiple wins. He's been on the podium every round of Houston 2. He's been a smidge of luck away from winning, honestly, 5 rounds this year. He has the best average qualifying score of 3.0, the best average start of 4.3, and he has been top 5 at the start in the first lap in all but 1. Against all odds, things are coming up aces for Ken this year. There's still time for it to all fall apart, however, but with a lead like this, Kenny just needs to ride smart, stay out of trouble, and he can finally get that first title we all thought was his 5 years ago. So where did I get it wrong? Are you Kenny fans finally satisfied? Let me know in the comments where you guys have your top 5 this season. Next week, I was thinking about doing a 250 West team preview early in the week and a 250 West preseason top 10 later in the week instead of another 450. If that's something you're interested in, let me know about that as well. If you are brand new to RotoMoto, or if you just haven't so far, please hit the little subscribe button right below the video. It really helps out a lot. We're very, very close to the milestone of 1,000 subscribers, and I would love it if you guys would help me get there. Don't forget to follow at RotoXMoto on both Twitter and Instagram for qualifying insights, injury reports, fantasy cheat sheets, as well as stats and banter as the race day plays out. And without any sponsors, if you would like to support the channel financially, you can do that on Patreon. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching RotoMoto. My name is Donnie. See you on race day.